What is going on, everybody? Good afternoon on this Wednesday, and we've got a little bit of Seattle Seahawks news here. Not talking about the minicamp session that is currently ongoing. We've heard a little bit from the VMAC, but not a lot of concrete, substantial updates yet. So those will be coming throughout the afternoon and probably a little bit in the evening. My video on whatever we hear about from the minicamp session will probably go live tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll do it later today. I usually don't like posting videos late in the day though, but we'll see. So keep an eye out for that either way. That should give us some interesting stuff to think about and talk about, but this video is not that. This video is about the 2025 training camp schedule that was released a little bit ago by the Seattle Seahawks. This comes from their official X account. I saw it a few other places as well. Registration opens up in less than a week. Now, I've been to training camp before. It is cool. If you want to go, definitely go. I don't believe I'll be going this year. I haven't gone in quite some time. And I don't know if I would be able to get all that much out of it, even if I did go. I don't think it would drastically change my perspective of anything. Maybe a little bit. But it's not like I would be part of the media down there on the field talking to players and coaches or anything. So, you know, go if you have the opportunity to, and you've never been especially, because it is kind of a cool experience. But more than that, I want to take a look at this to kind of emphasize how long we're going to be waiting for Seahawks stuff once the once today is over. So let's take a look at this schedule. And we start on July 23rd. July 23rd, season ticket holder day. Then we go 25th, 26th, 28th, 31st. So that last week or so of July is going to be a lot. It's going to be not every day, but most days. And then the first couple of weeks of August, we're going to have another 5 sessions. Now, one of those sessions is going to be Football Fest, which is... well, it's a couple different things, but the main attraction of Football Fest is the mock game. And we've talked about the mock game before. You can go. It's actually pretty reasonably priced. It's I think it used to be like $12. Maybe it still is. And you get to watch a simulated game. It's kind of like the preseason for the preseason. And it's like the dress rehearsal to the dress rehearsal, I guess. So you can learn some interesting stuff. There's definitely going to be some media guys following that game and giving play-by-play on X, which is going to be great for people who can't go. So we're going to get an opportunity to learn some stuff from the mock game. And then you have 3 further training camp sessions after that. By the way, I believe all of these are open to the public, but I'm not sure. And I also think that there are going to be a couple of training camp sessions that are not listed here. I'm not 100% sure on that. I mean, obviously, once they get into the preseason and then to the regular season, it's just going to be practice, right? It's not really going to be training camp anymore because the season has started. So maybe it's just semantics. But the point I'm trying to make is that this is going to be an interesting opportunity for some fans to perhaps do something they've never done before. It doesn't start too early either. It starts at 1 p.m., except for Football Fest, which starts at 6, very late. And yeah, that is the layout of that 3-week period going from July to August with 10 training camps. I believe all of them can be viewed by the public. But what this really highlights is just how long it's going to be, because to my knowledge, nothing is really going to happen between today. Today is the final day of minicamp and this training camp session on July 23rd. Maybe there will be a couple of training camp sessions before the 23rd that are closed. But if they're closed, we might not get to hear anything about what happens because I don't know if the media will be there. So for our purposes, there won't be much to say. So this is quite a wait. You're looking at, what, 6 weeks almost? I think just about 6 weeks between now and the next time we start to get more information from the VMAC. So it's going to be a lull for sure. It's going to be a big lull. There's not going to be a lot to get into. And we're just going to have to make do with, maybe they'll sign somebody. Maybe they'll change somebody's contract. Maybe they'll extend somebody. Maybe stuff like that will happen. but for the most part, it's going to be a very, very slow process of looking for things to talk about and understanding that a lot of the time you might not find much of anything. There might not be a lot of bites at the end of that line. So if it is true that the mini camp, or I guess it would be more accurate to call them OTAs, are going to persist into next week for rookies only, and then we get a few OTAs on, what would that be, the 17th, 18th, 19th? No, I'm sorry, I think I got that. No, 17th, 18th, 19th. Then that gives us a little bit more to work with. I have no idea if that's going to be open to the media. I wouldn't think so. So even if that's the case, though, even if we do get some kind of transparency into that, it's still going to be a while. So buckle up. This is the hard part. This is the hard part of the off season, I think. Even harder than June, and I'd say even harder than February for teams that don't make the Super Bowl. So that's I guess that's really about it. I just wanted to go ahead and take a look at the schedule and get an idea of how long it's going to be between milestones, because as far as I know, there's really not much going on in that second half of June through first 3 quarters of July. And by the way, one thing worth noting, the preseason, the first game of the preseason is the 7th, August 7th. So there's actually 2 training camp sessions after the preseason starts, which leads me to believe there are probably some training camp sessions not listed here that you cannot attend, but it is worth noting. So the final one's on the 12th, and then the second game's on the 15th. So by the time you get there, there's nothing left. But yeah, that is your training camp session. So let me know what you guys think. Not that there is necessarily a ton to think about this. It's just is what it is. Maybe some of you guys are going to be planning on going. Like I said, I have done it before. It is fun. And I mean, this is an important time for some elements of this team. The defense, maybe not so much. Defense should be pretty much ready to hit the ground running. I think the defense is pretty, I don't want to say locked in, but they are very close to where they need to be. The offense is a different story because it's a new offense. So, and some of the key pieces of that offense are very different. All right. So, like I said, I don't think I'm going to post the mini camp wrap up today. That'll probably be tomorrow morning, so keep an eye out for that. Maybe something else will happen, and I'll post a video about it, though. But at this point in time, not a lot can really happen. There's just not much to do but wait. Maybe watch basketball, maybe watch baseball, whatever it is that you're into, and make do the best with whatever it is that you get. So, yep, July 23rd. Get ready to hunker down between now and, or I guess I should say tomorrow. Between tomorrow and then. Go Hawks.